So I've been procrastinating a little bit about doing these chapters, and they've built up a bit. There's about four of them. So any comments that are that I see in this video, I will talk about in chapter 81's review. Anyway, so this chapter is Arc 7, Chapter 76, Chance Meetings at the Imperial Capital. And you can find these at witchculttranslations.com. So I'm going to start reading it here in a second and tell you stuff about it, I guess. So the first part of it is from Rem's point of view, and it is pretty much just a recap of how she got to where she is from the fortress city of Garl. Rem looks out the window and sees that there's a girl in a wheelchair that's stuck because of a ditch in the sidewalk of a garden, and she comes out to help. And we find out that this person that she helped out of the ditch, which she did not want help with, or she was very embarrassed about, was Katya, Todd's fiance. They are talking for a little bit before they find out that they're both hostages of Bursets, the manor's owner, and the person that's keeping, or one of the people that is keeping Abel from regaining his throne. Rem asks Katya where her room is and decides to take her there, with Katya refusing at first. And they continue to talk on their way there, and then it switches over to Flop, who has just woken up. Flop wonders what will happen to Rem after he's been healed up enough, and worries that she might be disposed of after he's completely healed up, because she's only there to heal him at the moment as a hostage, and he's a hostage as well. He addresses who he thinks is Madeline because he can't move because he's injured right now, and he knows there's someone in the room. And he surmises that it could only be one of two people, Madeline or Rem. And because Rem wouldn't just be standing at the doorway, he thinks that it's Madeline. And this is the description of Madeline. Despite her childish appearance, she had tremendous physical strength and could easily rip and tear through Flop with her claws. In addition, she was a proud member of the Dragonkin, someone who Flop, despite having been through many difficult paths in life, had no idea how to deal with. And then it turns out that it's not Madeline, but it is Misha Gold, who is pretending to be Vincent Valacia, the Emperor. And right off the bat, Flop asks Misha why he usurped the throne from Abel when Abel was doing such a good job as emperor, essentially. And Misha pretty much threatens Flop for disrespecting him. Essentially, Misha says he would have killed Flop right then and there if it wouldn't make Madeline defect to the other side, and he really needs Madeline right now, especially with Abel getting his hands on one of the generals. Because Misha can't touch Flop, he threatens Rem's life instead, and that makes Flop stand down from provoking Misha. Before Misha leaves, Flop asks if the reason he came to visit him was to see how Abel was doing. And Misha basically says that he knows how Abel was doing. They even talked for a bit when he went to the Shadow Flame city where Yorna is. I believe that's what it was called. Chaos Flame? The Chaos Flame city? Because Misha's not there to find out about Abel or the rebellion, Flop thinks that Misha's there to tell him something, and he asks if he's there to tell him anything. And he says the great disaster regarding the reason for the destruction it brings. And that's the end of the chapter. So, my thoughts on this chapter was it wasn't bad. I didn't like it. I was lazy about reading it because I didn't really care about Rem and Katya's meeting. This was more interesting to me, Flop and Misha's meeting, but I still uh, didn't really care about that either. But this is one of the things in storytelling where you need to show people what's happening instead of telling them. Like, for instance, if in the future Subaru attacks the mansion or something to try and get Flop and Rem out of there, and they're like, let's take Katya with us. I know her. We've been talking for a while. And there was nothing, there wasn't this chapter to tell you this. You would be like, what the hell is going on? Or, you know. So this was a very meh chapter for me. Nothing much happened that I wanted to see. It's still an interesting chapter. It kept me interested in at least Misha being here. All right. Anything else? I can't think of anything else to say about this chapter, so I guess I'll just end this here for this episode. For this review of ReZero, chapter 76. Good luck, everybody. By the way, my last video got like 60 views, which is crazy to me because I've only been getting like 5 or 7 views on things. So thank you for watching, everybody.